My name is Celebs, the only boss with one S. Mubarak Karim to all our Muslim brothers and sisters around the world. And also a happy new month to all of you from Tap Tap Send in the whole Riase. As you already know, Tap Tap Send remains to be your number one, numero uno money transfer app you can ever find in the whole world. All you have to do is to go onto Google Play Store or App Store and download Tap Tap Send. The name is what? Tap Tap Send. Now, the testimonies from people is overwhelming. Everybody is giving the good testimony about Tap Tap Send because I've used it before and I understand how reliable, secure, and fast the app is. You, if you like, put it to a test and you'll see. So, what are you waiting for? Download Tap Tap Send now. Keep on sending the money to the loved ones and your family and let them appreciate you more. Remember the name. It's Tap Tap Send. Tap
Tap Send. Send more, spend less.
I go Ghana for Kokoko about 10 years. Kakra. Masaba mo na so biebo ye business na egu so bo digital business ye wo community mu a chese edom gum asedanka nyame na me kasa Ghana fo ye ndorso ni ade enne kofo atia se omura business ni mu me se ye business ye digital business abia abeko bia betumi arane agese me se woni internet no me se wo paycheck no wo de na so me na enso me ntina wo se be nya bibi ka ho na me ho henha me asedanka nyame 2 years ni enya nke enimu o eti ne ye bode from no me see business way afia so those of us in the diaspora need to be file tax no ye bro you 1099 na the file tax afia the file ye bra bi me the file ye dio just a professional bia wo business mu teachers taxi drivers just me who send your menka doctors lawyers bankers obia you hear no gadgets just say we dey be run business ye lay system na ma enti me say registration refundable eti brabehwe say bibia obetumi aye pe bibi kan wo na wo gina wo na ba akopeso a ebegene wo so otumi gina wo na me no so do won sesi obo na wanka sa otumi manage wade business na be ye wa wo dia a extra source of income me mo mu de aboa me ne mabusua enti no bra me say kakra nie momra me number na etwagu no ne yenkasa. God bless us all, amen.
Check now, check it, check it, check it, check it. The beat is real, don't wait make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it, 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 check it. Green select glucometer, check it, check it, check it, check it. Sugar level for check it, check it, check it, check it. For check it, check it, check it, check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hello, my name is Bismarck Ejapon. I'm a personal trainer here at Wembley Leisure Center. I am here to help you to achieve your health and fitness goals and also to transform your physique. I'm in the gym almost every single day. If I'm not here, you can come through to the casual area where you find my iPad stand and you can get in contact with me by filling in your details. If not, speak to a member of Better Gym staff and they'll be able to get in contact with myself.
Anyways, we are set to roll. This is Showbiz Daily here on Sammy Flex TV, seated with men of God. And anytime men of God sits like this, then you should know that the business is for us to discuss all the relevant issues in our showbiz space Wednesday evening. And I hear that today some people will be making money from betting. Jamu, and then never cash out no. Aha, so the
mobile cash out.
Na untrabi.
Lebiu.
Today we cash out big time. Ro, you cut.
In the potential, how much are you cashing out?
Me? Me, I'll cut after the show.
You, how much?
I'll cut after the show.
And doing that. Roland, more
where the sauce in the grand cat here. More giddy mago cat here. Well, it's all good. It's all good. I'll still monitor. Come 15 minutes. I'm a match now start. If I listen to what the spirit will say, then I'll cut. Back onto
the money will go down.
Yeah, I know, right? Almost at every control. Okay, then we start in that control more. Well, so that was just by the way. Welcome to Wednesday evening. I know midweek action elsewhere to be happening. Those who are football fanatics, I know some things will be happening like that, and that was what we were talking about. But aside that, Roland Amate is here, young barrister, the people's favorite guy is here, and in Team Do the Solomon is also here. So last week, young barrister, you were very unpopular on the show. I don't know how you took it though. You were very unpopular on the show last week.
Last week?
Yeah.
I think the week that I came and the last week.
Yeah, you have been very unpopular.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
Ah.
They say you shouldn't wear earrings.
Not on this platform.
The earrings was not on this platform. That was another platform.
It's part of it. But sometimes you don't have to move in a certain direction. So if they don't follow you, you become unpopular in their head. So,
I see. Well, Roland is also here, and we are ready to rock and roll. Thanks to Digital Rasta Currency, who is on camera. Richie Flex is the editor director of the show, and you are there. Thanks for always spending quality time with us here on Showbiz Daily, Sammy Flex TV, and also know that Tap Send is what you need to send money from abroad to your loved ones. Anytime you are thinking about sending money to anybody here in Ghana, try Tap Send. Just get the app on your phone. It is just an app. Just get the app on your phone, put in your bank details, start sending money, and you're going to get some extra cash into your account as well. If you're in US, you get some $10. Europe, you get some €5, and in London, you get some £5. All in the bid to send money to your friends, family, for projects, for business, for even support. Because I know most of our people abroad, without them, Ghana will be slow because they support a lot of people. So many stories on our decks today to look at. But first, I want us to consider what Kwame Eugene has done and the response from his lookalike. I'm here asking myself that, are these guys, the A-listers, I mean the celebrities or the artists, are they enjoying what their lookalikes are doing? Because we have warned the boys. The boys are gradually learning how to stay away from all these lookalike business. Then Kwame Eugene, you invite them into your business. When the boy does not even want to even mention any Kwame Eugene because they have warned him that don't do it, you'll be jailed. Don't do it. It's a crime. Now Kwame Eugene invite him into his business. Are they also enjoying it? Now that is where I'm looking at it from. The other day, I saw videos of Kim Promise 2 and his lookalike, aka Japan Time. I saw them doing it together, having fun. Hey, we are here. You meet them and you're having fun with them. What is happening? I think Kim Promise even posted them, right? My boys, because now their new song is even doing better than so many artists. Their video quality alone, top notch, Charlie. Now I want to interview them. Now I want to, because the boys even want it. Because somebody even said Kim Promise was not reading awards until his lookalike came. And when his lookalike came, now Osisa left, right, and center. Let's watch Kwame Eugene talking about this and the response from the lookalike talking about that. Then I ask my people, are they enjoying it one way or the other? Check it.
You are going to church star Kwame Eugene, Sweet Boy Africa #1. Lookalike. You are going to church star Kwame Eugene, Sweet Boy Africa #1. Lookalike for, and I change my hairstyle and what's up?
Kwame maybe you know today. Kwame knows me today. My yama. And still I was today.
You are going to church star Kwame Eugene, Sweet Boy Africa #1. Lookalike for, and I change my hairstyle and what's up?
Kwame me real na say. Kwame na me nyere. My yama o. Ana still I was there.
now I'm coming to play the role. No, let me start this with you. Let's make it snappy. We have some more stories to go.
The moment I saw Kwame Eugene's own, even without the response from the lookalike, no, I said the first thing I said to myself was, "Oh, we are crying more than the bereaved."
I think
that's what it is. Like there's nothing that you can do about it. The truth of the matter is, as much as it is not as if these celebrities, they don't know the dangers in what they are doing. They know, but they've just chosen to look at the other side of it. That is the frenzy and the trending and the fun side of what they are doing. It's not as if they don't know, they know. Because when you even listen to some of their commentaries, when this whole lookalike conversation became so wild in this country, you realize that they weren't condemning. I will, let's take medical. Oh, if it is about you promoting, yes, you look like the person, you can just be at your one corner, do your own thing. Yes, you can once in a while vibe with my song. Yeah, it's cool. If you do some of these things, I won't get offended. But when you go and take my money for shows and all that, that is when the problem lies. I give you familiar. Oh, time now to online no do onyo jamia. Oh, nice, cool. Yeah, Banisana, Rasta, Peter, no problem. But say, oh, the medium could just Ghana, Yawabi Kopaya, or Hana Peter, no problem. Kwame Eugene, the same thing. Can promise put your boogie one cash is out of phone, Sama. Sarkodie came to post. All these guys, it is not as if they don't know. They know the dangers in whatever they are doing with these guys. But they've just chosen to leave the frenzy than look at the dangers of it. So I actually, and I like the fact that they've also looked smart. I like the fact that they've also been smart, because now whoever would want to condemn them cannot hold them so strict like that, so tight like that, because at the end of the day they also have substance. That is the song that they just released with Kwame Yogurt. So either way, now, even if you are interviewing them or you are giving them any platform, you are giving them a platform because of who they are and not what they wish to be. That is the lookalike. You are giving them a platform because you've seen an artist who has certain interest. That is why you are giving them the platform. So, for the response there, I knew it would come. Like, for lookalike, I knew it would come. There's even a video of him at the beach side doing voice training.
The Kwame Eugene guy.
Yeah, they look alike, So I know the business in there wafa inside the crowd and I jam wafa World Cup Champions League pan waka. So now it is clear. From when it became serious, when I listened to their commentaries, I realized that okay, they were first trying to play victim. Try to go the way the public was saying, but then indirectly they are also enjoying it, and these are some of the things that you see. So I'm not surprised.
Okay, let's go to Young Barrister.
Oh, this man is part of the game, so for me I have nothing more to say.
Okay.
And
when you say it's part of, what is part of the game, like be specific?
Oh yeah, it's entertainment thing that they are doing. If it's not so, I don't think Kwame Eugene will come and respond in that way. I think he only wanted to tell the guy that, look, the hairstyle has always been one way. Okay, so now I have changed it, so let's see if you can do it. Maybe next time he's going to tell him, oh look, I've changed the shade. Can you also change it? So I think it's part of it.
So then in this case, you are encouraging that. The moment you say I've changed it, so you cannot change it.
They are not looking at it from the impersonation side of it, and they just want to make it look so fun and play along with whatever is happening. We only have nothing to say. It is their image. However they want to trade it, they should do it. Until that day that maybe there's going to be a gig and then the event organizer may not know who that Kwame Eugene is, and the lookalike will go and take it. That is when he will feel the pain. because is it East Africa? There was one story like that they wanted a certain musician, and one so-called lookalike went to take that gig, only for them on that day where the person had to perform, they realized that it was not the person they paid for, and they had to a whole lot of. So let's wait and see if that is how they want to trade their image. Let's wait on the future and see what the future holds.
Well, Chamo, your input here.
I think we have done the job for them already. That's why they are just having fun with it. At the time that it was serious, or it was serious, that time is gone. So at this point, I think Kwame Eugene can joke with it, because we are now so aware and we have condemned it to a point that we know their places. The lookalike people, we know their places. I mean, they can't go beyond that. And at this point, they are just having fun with what is happening. So I don't see anything serious coming out of it, unless someone will impersonate them and use it for for a criminal activity or something like that. But at this time, it's just for fun. And it's because we have done the job already. The media people, we have been able to create some form of awareness. For now, people are aware that this is what is happening. So the tendency of people going to use them will just be based on monetary value or something. Maybe the person can't afford Kwame Eugene and I will go for the lookalike. But when they started, that tendency or the likelihood that somebody may not know the difference, and for them to take advantage of it in that way, that was the issue. But now the media have done a fantastic job. Now we know them, and they are now just having fun with what is happening. So I don't see it as a big deal, but if you associate with them too much, then something can happen. That is, people will feel that you have endorsed them, so there's nothing wrong.
There's a connect.
Yes, so there's nothing wrong using them in a way that will make it look like you are involved or your association makes it okay. That's where the problem is. But I think this time they just want to have fun, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, so like Roland said, maybe we have to stop crying and not kill them, because at a point I know so many people even wanted to kill them, as in kill them, yes, because they were angry, they were mad.
The King Promise.
But now that we have seen they are also enjoying it one way or the other, I'm sure we can also help them.
Yeah, we have done the job.
If you don't want to do anything with them, you don't even mention them. I think. Yes, if you don't mention them, for them to think they are even important. The moment you start giving them that mention, encouragement, then it means you are kind of supporting or enjoying what they are doing, and I'm sure we will continue to make them enjoy it even some more. Another thing that I want us to look at briefly, I've seen a video of Sefa on stage, and while she was performing, a gentleman whose identity we are not too sure about wanted to come closer to her for whatever thing. And when I saw it, for what?
A dance.
Chemo, how do we know it was for a dance?
I mean, we can see the action. We can see the action.
That is how it will start, but we don't know the intention later. Yeah, the first gesture was a dance gesture, but do we know what the intent really was?
That one we won't know until something happens.
Exactly, that's why I'm saying so. It is not too sure yet.
It was just for a dance. I'm sure of that one.
So Chemo, you think the guy did anything wrong? He didn't do anything wrong. Is that what you want to say?
No. Yes, because that thing happens. I think the bodyguard.
What happens? Like a celebrity?
Yeah, people coming on stage to dance with celebrity or.
No, it's not normal.
No, it happens all the time. I'm not saying it's normal, but audience at any point will want to do that. So sometimes at the discretion of the bodyguards or whoever is there may intervene. That one happens. I mean, how come Chris Daniels went on stage and then Kiss Daniels, and then the Ghanaian lady in America, wasn't it on stage?
Did he not invite her? He invited her.
Yes,
because oftentimes when the reason this is becoming a problem.
But what about the kiddie one in Kenya?
In Kenya,
yeah, the lady was
that was a stage invader.
Yes, So that's it. Like people will invade the stage, but it's up to the security guys to stop it. Or sometimes, if the artist is not comfortable, you can see clearly. You can see that Sefa was not comfortable. So immediately the security guy will come in to separate it or make sure that you don't go far. But if Sefa at the point was comfortable with it, they will allow it to go. So somebody invading a stage for a musician performing, this is not new. It's not a new thing. But I think it's good that the securities were alert to make sure that Sefa rather is the comfortable one here. Because you can see her action that she wasn't comfortable. And then the security guy came in to separate it. And I think it's cool.
Well, so Barrister, the conversation is that people who have seen this video are thinking that the boy from today might not be a fan of Sefa or might not like Sefa afterwards because he would see this as a disgrace of assault. And I'm asking if it happens like that, who are we to blame? Because they were thinking that, oh, she could have welcomed him in a way. Because she even acted feared.
Yeah,
like she acted afraid.
Oh yeah, you can see that.
She acted afraid. Like, hey, what is happening?
Yes.
This is nothing. This is nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is even an adult. Like Alaji Baba with some 5 wives.
Just wanted to have fun.
You see, sometimes let's not underestimate where the program was going on. I think it's a wedding.
Yes. Looks like a wedding reception.
Yes, it's like a private. So obviously, the person in there could also be one of the big guys. Let's just say it so. So in a case like this, what you don't like Muslims when they are big, you don't see them.
But they don't wear bags. The big guys don't wear bags.
Maybe
they can wear bags.
You don't know whether he wears.
No, when they are going through money.
Yes.
So
when he is probably he's there.
Oh, now they do.
Now they do. He's there to shoot, like pour money on somebody. Okay. Because if it is a wedding,
now they do. Now they do. Most of them they go with because their monies are in those bags.
It's with somebody when they call for it.
But there are some like that.
I'm talking extreme cases, but the normal rich guy who would want to show up as
the young rich guy.
Yeah.
The old ones will have someone carrying
the money.
Baba Tunde well, like when you watch the video too, who prescribed the dress code for them? Because nice. But yeah, you see, like you see, as musicians, some of these things are.
Okay, was starting booty
Yeah, I think he was embarrassed, like bad.
So that's the conversation that the guy will feel embarrassed and maybe after.
Yes.
But how can you blame?
You see, no, you can't. Sometimes as musicians, fans overreact in certain ways, but you would have to control the stage. Like let's use Wale as an example. Like somebody throws a cap at Wale on stage. Then he takes the cap and like look for the guy, comes on stage and then you get it. I may not be a fan at that point, but because of the reactions, whatever he did, I'm like, oh really? Is that how the guy is? I'll become a fan. This guy, he may not even know Sefa. Sefa should have used that platform to win the guy instantly.
And no, they hope.
Do you understand?
But
the way as if she was not herself when she was performing. But you need to surround yourself with certain, euphoria and excitement. So that when stuff like that comes, you'll be like, oh, okay. Tell the security, because this is not a rowdy crowd that you would even fear. Just allow the guy, and you are even decently dressed. It's not like maybe you are wearing something that probably if he burns, he can easily penetrate. But this time around, just allow him. But if he's treated some way, he goes home and feel like, oh, that lady, oh, come on. No. So somebody
and the way security says Saga, people will laugh at him.
You can imagine
the boys will laugh at him.
This video is going to trend for some days, and then he will feel like, oh, come on.
Oh.
Yeah. Upon all the money where they carry through for body, no be.
And for you know, it's a big boy.
Yeah.
Just fight.
Get it.
And you see, for you know, he wanted to start this, and later he will spray money.
Yes, let me.
Oftentimes that's how they do it.
Let me give you an instant where one of these big shows, I don't know, Kelvin, one of the guy who rents private jets. In the States. He's a Ghanaian. PJ. There was a show that he organized, I think in 2020 or 2021. And there was one guy who wanted to come in and throw money on Stone. Stone was on stage. And he was feeling shy. He would get up. Should I come? With the guys around Stone, disgrace me or prevent me from coming. It took Zeal or VIP to say, oh, go. Then he came on stage. He didn't even stand on the stage. He stood somewhere to throw the money on Stone. That money I collected it. Because I was standing right there. So sometimes they just want to do something because your performance attracts them. So they just want to do something. So you as an artist, you would have to welcome them. And you will win them like that. But if you feel like, you are scared on stage, you don't want anybody to touch you. Sometimes musicians call. That's why the Jamaican musicians are always going to be there. The ladies will call the guys to come and twerk with them, dance with them anyhow. But this time, you are an entertainer. You don't even have to be shining away from fans. Even if it is a rowdy crowd, you know how to, sometimes control and handle situations like that. But, a big guy, disgrace, maybe one day he's not going to do that on any other musician.
Well, so another thing that has also come up is other school of thought also says that if Sefa turned and was a nice looking boy, he wouldn't have acted this way. Like some nice looking boy dressed in a different fashion apart from Jalabia. She wouldn't have acted that way. No. I don't know if that one is because
The thing is that you see.
Or turn on a boy be suit, suit and tie.
You see. Sefa is not new to even her. She even has this attitude of even calling people on stage whilst performing.
Yes, I think she even did it in UK where she brought a white man. She's
done it on so many occasions, even at Legon when they are doing the RSRC week, even other places. She's been doing it. She's been doing it. So the thing is that you see, the thing is that sometimes things happen to you unawares, and you might get stunned. So. And you can clearly see that during the first performance, she wasn't anticipating anybody like that. And the guy came from behind. It wasn't as if she saw the guy coming from like in front like this. I'm sure probably she would have prepared herself towards the guy. But the guy just came from behind though. And besides, she didn't know. And sometimes you may be performing and you don't know. It happened to Sarkodie. When Sarkodie was performing at Rapaholic, his sister jumped on stage. The bodyguard nearly sacked the lady until Sarkodie, like people even around started shouting, "Hey, this is Jano." Even Sarkodie did not know. Until he heard people shouting Jano, and he turned to look who in Jana and realized it was his sister. Some of these things, sometimes it is unfortunate. You can't prevent it. The only way out of some of these things that can only help you sieve or win back the love after it is broken is when, because it is a private function, whilst the performance probably is going on, you can like few moments after the incident can still go to the person, or even after the performance you can invite the person privately and apologize.
People won't do.
Some people will do. Some people will do, some people will do. You can't rule everybody else like that. Some artists will do, and especially when they know they did not do it from bad intention. Now I give you another example. You see some of these stage invaders. Sometimes you can give some of these opportunities and people will abuse it. The Lumba Nane Champion case.
I remember.
The person was throwing money. He came to throw money. and at the end of the day, or Beji Mike and the great Yes,
I remember this.
So this thing, it is a two-way street. Me, I will not hold Sefa so much because sometimes you would not know what to expect until it is happening. Sometimes the person may come as if so or no, Besa coming to have fun with you and all that, and before you realize, the person will mess up your performance. It happens. So when some of these things happen, it may sometimes be at a very unpopular place. We should always find a way. If we know we didn't mean any harm, because I'm sure Stephanie didn't mean any harm. She was stunned, the person just appeared behind her, so you can't really hold her to it like that. The only thing she can do is, after, maybe if she has the luxury, can approach or invite the person and say, I'm sorry. It will not take anything away from her. That's it.
Well, so we wish all our performers well, and we pray that sometimes security people too should be smart enough. And that is the problem I have with our security people. When they are following their artists, the hype, they enjoy the hype more than they enjoy the hype more than the work. Sometimes you see security man more when you security man should be alert. You should be alert. But no, yes, snap like Roland is saying, Obunimu or Corningale, when your artist is the target. Well, let's see how some of these things we will handle them later. Now, one big issue I want us to look at briefly is the Obrafour and Drake issue. The last time we checked, we did talk. The last time we checked, we were waiting for responses from Drake as to whether they have been served with the writ or not. But there hasn't been any communication about it. The good thing was that we all saw the writ. But whether Team Drake has been served, they've received it, their early response to meet in court for settlement or whatever, that has not been clear yet. Until just this afternoon, we came across a new video coming from one key industry person in the name of, please help me the name again, Mr. Rutai. Mr. Rutai. Now, Mr. Rutai is saying that he has information from some deep throat source. Deep throat source, not Olele Salvador. Deep throat source. And the deep throat source says that Obrafour has never sidelined Manche Aikwe as Manche Aikwe is making it look outside. Obrafour assembled everybody who was a party in this conversation. Hammer, the producer, and Manche Aikwe, whose voice was used in the audio or in the song. But in an attempt to form a WhatsApp group to have them discuss the issue, they all could not even wait. They exited. And Mr. Rutai thinks that it was because of Obrafour. To them, they don't see Obrafour as a relevant artist at the moment. Therefore, there is no need to keep him here and there. As it stands now, this has become an issue worth talking about. I'm asking that, can we still continue to blame Obrafour in this? Because when it came up, some people were of the view that Obrafour did not handle the case well with the other parties. Some even think he wanted to be a little selfish by taking everything by himself alone, and that he was not ready to even share information with the rest. But with this information, and I know Mr. Rutai, he's not those guys who speak by heart. If it has come from the other guy, like I'll say, Mr. Rutai doesn't talk. Personally, when I saw him in that video, I was really surprised. Rutai is very, very meticulous. He doesn't just talk. But for him to appear in a video to talk about it, I even feel it's an assignment. Yeah, I even feel it's an assignment. Like, yes, new by Intiminka to and that is what has been out, because people have been painting Obrafour as not being truthful in this whole dealings and all. How do we also discuss this as industry people? Let's listen to Mr. Rutai in this video. When I come back in the studio, we have a discussion.
Be brave, I go through sudden, I'm my dreams, I shut it, yeah, dear. Be brave, I go through sudden, I'm my dreams, I shut it, yeah, dear. Na Obrafour, Drake, and a Manche Aikwe issue. What I'm hearing from a very reliable source, from an insider source, no, my ferry. Say, show me earlier video na me concerning Sammy. Me can say Drake a team no send email by executioner entertainment and now more per response with regards to the usage of the for instance soundbites na omo use the year Drake had offer 10 million suits by Obrafour in the team by no. Obrafour went to me and replied immediately because raps of for the assembly again. What you say? Obi obune ho. Ote asemase. Contacted Hammer and contacted Manchaikwe. And even went ahead as far as forming a WhatsApp group to get all these people in the WhatsApp group. Where they may meet you. Because at that point, Obrafur said net Obrafour nka omo you know. Enti when Obrafour needed them and he put them in a WhatsApp group no, omo fifi WhatsApp group nimo. So we Obrafour enka dear na obeye. Enti Obrafour went ahead. Even the one responding to Crawford, he went ahead to sue them because they didn't so and omo left a man's voice in the fear. And it definitely has something to do with him. And he got a team together in the US in the suit. The moment Manchane Hamamote 10 million or 7 pet and almost started addressing or addressing Obrafour crowd, almost started say Manchester started addressing Drake team. Into those of us running NTS, you know, we took it from the angle, say, the fact that it was Manche's voice and Uncle Fonafano, it was Manche who was due the royalties, which is true. There's no doubt about that. But Yankai said, Drake team, no, when they got in touch with Executioner, they got in touch with Executioner because they picked it from Obrafour's song. Into Omumpo there, they wanted to make it broad. Obi or involved behind it. So just say, but Manche and Hammer did not pay attention to what Obrafour was calling for. This is the problem that we have. The moment Ghana nibe who said, "Adebia uncle no here pan, mwabi o here pan," na uncle no dia kwenye no. Se wu nim now the mwane command woni fia and now the mwane call no plan now I assume a different posture. All of a sudden no I your boss. What you say? Now
well, so that was Mr. Rutai's information, and like he said from the beginning, coming from a very, very close source. And when he says close source, I know some people who are very close to Mr. Rutai who are likely to share some of these pieces of information with him. And I want to come back home. Ro, who is still at fault in this conversation, the way it is going?
Oh, when Rutai says he's getting information from a very close source, I am tempted to pin this close source to either Hammer or Obrafour. Mm-hmm. Because so far,
but the story also says his narrations and Hammer also exited.
But I am tempted to believe it is Hammer. Because yes,
Hammer exited and he wants to still tell someone.
Oh, he exiting doesn't mean that he doesn't know what is going on or he's not being informed. He exiting doesn't mean if even in Manche, you see, even in when Manche came to Rante. In one of his statements, he said Obrafour should revert to the conversation they had earlier. So it means that they've already had this conversation even before it came out. Even before Obrafour went ahead to organize his team to go and shoot. They've had the conversation, and there is no way Manche will have this conversation with Obrafour without Hammer knowing. You understand? So I want to believe that the only person that has not spoken, Obrafour has spoken, but it is indirect. That is where the lawsuit that came out. Manche has also come to say his bit. The only person that has still not said anything as far as this case is concerned, and it's like he plays a key role in this case as Hammer. And for somebody like Rutai to come and say this, it can only be a direct conversation with Obrafour or with Hammer. I am saying this because his narration even favors, how do you call it, Obrafour more than Manche. And there is no way if he had spoken to Manche would have said something to him that would favor Obrafour. You get it? So, but with his narration and all that, I still think that because the conversation favors Obrafour, it clearly shows that the lives of Manche and partly Hammer from the initial stages of this whole conversation did not do something right. That is, it is either they were just trying to be somewhere with Obrafour where Obrafour could not also have patience but rather decided to go like be a lone wolf and go and do his thing, or like there's another conversation behind this conversation that we are having. Because when you can clearly see a misunderstanding even from the genesis of this conversation. This conversation had, like, they've had it. The WhatsApp group that is talking about, I want to believe that there was a conversation even before the WhatsApp group was created. The people did not exit the group because they didn't know what the group was about, or maybe they decided to disrespect Obrafour, or they did not value or pay any respect to Obrafour. No, it is because they had a certain conversation that has not been solved yet. So you creating the group, and besides, these are people, I wouldn't say they are old folks and that they don't do WhatsApps. No, that is not what I would say. But I would want to believe that these people would be much comfortable with phone calls, meetups, and all that rather than WhatsApp group.
Knowing how valuable the issue is.
Of course, you understand? Probably they will be more comfortable in you, Charlie. We've sat down, discussed this, and that is what is going on. And that is what we've agreed on. So this is what we want you to do. That agreement did not complete. That's why they wouldn't see any need for you to come and create any WhatsApp group, go back and forth. Because if whatever
but were they not impatient? Because one, we have something to discuss. At least, if not for anything, the people who were part of the WhatsApp message, we have a common interest. Sammy Flex was not there, Chemo was not there, and then I'm not interested. Just the three of us or just the two of us, we know our interest. So why rush to exit?
So the thing, you can clearly say they were impatient, because even at this time, one of the things that can save you your time and energy in terms of communicating with multiple people is you all being in a group. When you are in a group, you save yourself time for, let's meet up here. This person will say, I am not ready, I am not available. And all these people are very busy people.
Exactly.
You understand? So on that score, you can clearly say they were impatient. That's what I'm saying. The Rutai's narration favors Obrafour more, meaning that Obrafour tried his possible best to reason with his people, but did not get the response he was looking for. And when you also turn the table to the other parties, they would also tell you that they've had an initial conversation with Obrafour, which wasn't complete. So they don't see the answer. That conversation is complete. They don't see the need for them to move forward, like with you, in terms of still making that conversation fruitful.
Okay.
So Rutai's conversation is very simple. Manche Ayikwe and partly Hammer were impatient from the onset, which is why we are seeing Obrafour moving forward with the suit alone in his name. So he is just trying to, because in this conversation there are some people that have labeled Obrafour as greedy, as somebody that wanted to chop the money alone, was doing this on the blind side of Hammer and Manche Ayikwe. So he just wants to come and add up and clear the air that it's not as if Obrafour decided to go and do this alone, but they
had intention
of making them
involving
aware, all of them, but did not see daylight. That is why he had to push and go.
Well, Chamo, you can continue from there. How do you also interpret this?
So for this one, I think it's clear. Why am I saying that? You can see that the group was created whilst the negotiation was going on. what I see is that
which negotiation?
They were negotiating as to how much you get if everything goes through, or what your role will be. And at that point, this I'm guessing here that they were not satisfied with whatever proposal coming. So there was no need for them to even be in the group.
Yeah.
That's why they exited. Not that because they were not patient or whatever. I have a feeling that okay, when the money come, you give you 1% and say no, I won't take one. Yeah. And he say you give you one, then why should I be in the group? Then I'll go. From what is happening and from this narration, that's the angle that I'm getting. It's like they couldn't settle on how much each person will get, and people were angry, so they have to go. And if we refer back to the Manchester rant, he said that the last time conversation, you can refer to it, meaning I said something that it's like you are not ready to take that one, but you want us to go with your own. So I think at the point that they were not settling on what they should do as a group, then Obrafour and his team decided to go alone. Because that's a more year longer. Let me go and take my money. After all, Obrafour will be the main guy here. The song belongs to him, even though it's your voice, but it's his work that your voice is in there. So Obrafour will obviously be the principal here, and Mahama and Mancha will support in any way possible. So what I'm saying is that when a conversation is going this direction, what I can take clearly from it is that they couldn't settle on how much each person will get, or their negotiation didn't go well. That's why something like that happened. So I will also urge Rutai to ask the other side their version, so that he can give a better report or a good judgment, as in it wouldn't be a one-sided thing. Because from his report, it's like he's saying what Obrafour did, or what the Obrafour team did, just to make sure that there will be a united front to go for the thing. But those people will not just go back. Like the impression that this thing is creating is that it's like the others were not happy for Obrafour or whatever, so they don't want to be part. They too, they will go and do their thing. But it's not like that. They have interest in there. So there's no way that they will just sit and say that no, we won't help you to go and take the money, or we don't want our part. No.
They also had interest.
Yeah, they also had interest. But the point will be, were they satisfied with what they will get if everything goes through?
That was the obvious no.
Obviously, that's where the issue is. It's about how much they will get when the whole money comes. The other side, like some people were advising them, is to just you sit down, let him go for the money, and you sue him. But the point is, if we can go with you and take the money and we all take our shares, why should we wait for you to go and take the money and then we come and fight with you again? That was the problem. So I'll urge Rutai to also ask the other side their version of it, and I'm having a feeling that they were not satisfied with the negotiation. That's why they decided to, okay, if you are not going with our terms, or if you are not getting this, then there's no need for us to go with you. At the end of the day, we may not get, you will not satisfy our interest. That's what happened. So he should rather talk to the other party for him to get the other side, and whether report it in that way, or based on that come out with his judgment and say it in that way. Because this one, it looks like he's reporting based on the information that he has, and then running commentary or his opinion alongside. You can hear him saying that when you want to help people and they have something that you need, you rather become their boss.
Yeah.
You see, that impression is that the money is for me. I will give you something. Come and help me. You are doing boss. But maybe the other side, they are not seeing it as if you are doing them a favor. They think that they have a share in whatever is going on. So if you create an impression that you rather want to help them, it will not go well for you. That's the issue. So I will urge Obrafour and his team to whether you like them or not, since you have common interests, find a way to work with them. If they exit the group, you still have their number. You can call them. Do anything that you think is within your reach, just to show that you want it to go on.
Yeah.
Don't also sit back and say, oh, well, if they are not pushing
fine.
there, I mean, me too, I'll do my own thing. No, it will not help anybody. And that's what I get from this one. It's about them not being satisfied with whatever negotiation was going on. It's not about just exiting a group. No.
Okay, young barrister, you speak finally on this one. Then move on to the next business.
Per the video, Rutai alluded to the fact that when Obrafur received the message, that was when he decided to reach out to them, and a group was created only for Hammer and Machete to just leave the group. And that actually prolonged the response that Obrafur's team supposed to give to Drake when they were reached out to. The response didn't come, so they also went ahead because they sent an email already, so they went ahead. Even though the response didn't come, they went ahead to create their own song and whatever. Then Obrafour also saw it and said, okay, fine, if these people did not wait for the response, let me just put a team together and then sue these people. Fine, we were not there. We were not also part of the group. We don't know whether the group was created after the email or the group was created after the song was
the people contacted.
Yes. So we don't even know. Like Chamo is also saying that, or maybe it's because of how much they were trying to discuss, how much
negotiation. Yeah.
But we sit here, we don't even know they are split sheets. We are sitting here to discuss this issue simply because our system is so porous. Our system, there's no structure. If there were to be a structure where Merchant knows that any money that comes with this song is going to be, let's say his share because of the voice is going to take some 5% of it. Hammer as a producer is also going to take some 10%, and then the person who owns the creative rights will take the rest of the percentages. If that was done, we will not be here.
Yeah, for sure.
But 20 years ago, oh, you sit in a studio with that boy. Oh, he's talented. He puts on the headset or whatever.
Let's start recording.
Somebody comes in, they give that song to the person, and we were running that system for some 20 years, and we are in 2023, and people are coming back to claim ownership of what work they have done in the past, and the system seems to be so blind and dead on those stuff. This is the time that even Musica should take keen interest in some of these things. Call those old folks together, because the last time I checked, a black family in the state has sued Ed Sheeran, right? For some copyright songs that he created some years ago. And they are fighting him vigorously.
I think the verdict came, and
the verdict has came. I think I heard a family saying they are going to appeal because they think they have the right.
They want to appeal again.
Yes, because some of these things are normal, and that is what we are facing right now. Obrafour thinks that the song is for him. Macha thinks that he has a voice in there.
It was his voice that was.
Yes. So obviously, anything that comes with it, he's going to take a share. I was looking at it from that angle where, instead of making noise of the $10 million, yes, you can just be quiet. Whatever discussion is going on, if you feel cheated, you can just be quiet. Let the money comes in. Ask Obrafour, yo, where's my share? If the money doesn't come, you can take him on. You have every right to take him on, because you think that you are also part of the music thing. Your voice is in there, and it is even your voice that is the bone, the bone of contention.
The cash cow.
Yes. So
his voice is the cash cow.
But when you make stuff like this, right now it is Obrafour that even gathered a team. And in the States, gathering a legal team is not a joke. So I'm sure Obrafour reach out to them and say, okay, fine, if I'm going to gather legal team in the States to fight, I need, or you're also going to present a counsel.
Well, for a suit like this, they don't take money in advance. whoever loses the case will pay the legal fee.
Maybe
Yes.
you need some
No.
form of
Yes.
resources
Sometimes
in registering
to
the
approach,
song
to approach.
and some
No,
of these things.
to approach the legal team. That one
yeah,
you can't
it's
go
not
with
easy.
empty
You can't
hands.
go with
Well,
Even-
for a legal suit like this, I'm pretty sure. In fact, and I've worked with one before. You don't pay anything. The person, the lawyers at that point will decide whether they can win it or not, and then they will negotiate how much they will take when.
No, that is an option.
That is-
Yes.
That's an option.
Oh,
Someone
okay.
can also go and say, I
Yeah.
want you to lead this case for me.
Yeah.
If I win, I'm paying you this, or the service
even
charge.
the firm, the law firm. Sometimes,
mostly what
but
I've seen
sometimes
is
you know
that
that there are
the-
some
the
legal
user
firms
will
that
pay
do the
the
pro
legal
bono
fee.
things. Like
Yes.
there are some legal firms that do pro bono. There are some that will tell you that, oh, this case is a good one. When we win, we are taking, let's say, 25% of whatever you are going to, charge the court or the person that is involved. So sometimes it works like that. But maybe he comes on board to tell them that, okay, I went to discuss with this legal firm.
We need
And they tell you
$20,000
that,
to register the song.
and I'm pretty sure that it is even that legal firm that will tell you that, okay, if you table this amount, this also say and so amount, it will be very good for us to walk away with, like the 10 million. So for me, I'm just looking at it from that angle that Mache could have been quiet on all these things. When the money comes in, he doesn't even, this is even the legal case, you win or you lose. There's no draw.
Yeah.
You either win or lose. So sometimes you just have to wait. But whatever that is going on is giving a solid ground for the other team. Because already they will see the loopholes in there and feel like, okay, this case that is even before us, we are seeing those that have put us before court. They are not even united even before the case. So they can also use that against the Obrafour team. So they should be very careful their utterances. They should be very careful with the kind of things that they are bringing out since the thing is in court, so that it will not in any way affect the outcome of the case. So for us, we will just be looking on and watching whatever comes in. But I'm just shocked that Hammer himself, when issue comes out, is one of those guys who is so vocal. He come out to talk about it. But this time, maybe because it's a legal case, he doesn't want to voice out too much. It's just on the fence. But we want him to say the side, like his side of the story, so that we can at least look at it from that angle as well.
Well, I called him. I called him at the early stages of the case, and he told me
he's busy baking.
No. He said I should give him some time for him to come out and give us some proper information. He even promised to appear on the show to do the interview himself. But as it stands now, like you are suggesting, maybe something is preventing him from talking, and that is what we are still waiting for. Let's listen to what Hammer will also say in relation to this particular matter. Meanwhile,
so at this time they are all aware, or they are sure that they have a share in there. So what do you think is the problem? The share that they have, the amount,
the percentage.
Yes, that's the
the percentage is the problem.
Yeah.
I'm sure people's expectations and what they have been promised.
Yes,
it doesn't look good for them. Hey, Zika. Zika fucking can do anything to you at any time. Well, in another video, we have captured Shatta Wale saying Ghanaian artists should give him his flowers. Listen to it this way. I think, what was that? In one of my, I think it was the Sammy Flex Sunday evening show, when some of the guys came on and they were talking their talk. Shatta Wale is saying that to him, Ghanaian artists should give him his flowers, because if there is one guy who gave them the authority, the power, the confidence to even charge good fees for their performance, he was the one who did it. But they are even not willing to say thank you to him. He has been around for long, he understands the system, and that what he knows. Anytime he teaches his people, they don't even come to say thank you to him. First of all, is that a case or not? because I know so many people have been saying this. It was even yesterday when Roland was saying Black Rasta has been saying this oftentimes about Shatta Wale giving Ghanaian artists confidence.
Reagan.
It was Reagan. Oh, okay, I think it was Reagan. Okay, yeah, I think so. Reagan was rather saying that he needs to be given his flowers for what he has been doing in that space. First of all, is Shatta right in this request? Let's watch it. When I come back, I pick the views of my panel members as much as this conversation is concerned.
Say Shatta Wale come, Shatta Wale come to hey, you don't pay me this money. Say Shatta Wale come, Shatta Wale come to hey, you don't pay me this money. I don't go do it. You don't pay me this money. When the thing can look, hey, every artist is actually the guy as they call him money, they give him. So when I make me also, nobody they say thank you to the lion. Can't take there. One can tell me say one can show me what you put on. You put no make ready for this thing. I make ready for music. That boy comes inside. This is how I chair for the music industry side. Ah, Metusela. Ghana Metusela. Ghana Metusela. Ghana Metusela. Ah, Ghana music Metusela. Ah, I just this thing. Earthquake and Hurricane Katrina and Hurricane Patricia. Thank you.
I want young barrister to start this. Who else to start?
I always
Yes, I rotate. That's what I'm saying. I want you to start. Next time you are starting. Yeah, you are starting.
Methuselah is talking.
So Methuselah is right, isn't he?
Oh, I don't think so. I think
talk like barrister.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking like barrister.
Don't talk like a BIM native lead.
Oh, sure.
He knows what I'm talking about.
I think Israel Kwejo will be on your show.
Yeah.
He's one of those people who has said similar things that.
I think he said something like that before.
Shatta has done something, raised the bar and all that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that he is the one who has made some musicians to charge heavily. Maybe he fought for himself when he was doing all those beef here and there, and then there are still musicians that still receive 2,000 and they perform.
That's their decision.
That's what I'm saying, that is his personal decision. So if I'm contacting Shatta to play a show for me in Nungwa, and then he asked me what is my budget, and I said, oh, Wale, I have 100K, and he said he will not come. That is his personal decision. If I go in for Kofi Kinata somewhere that is going to take me 50K, that is also personal decision. So for me, I don't think that there is one person, unless the bar has been raised to a certain point where everybody will say that, okay, you don't reduce it. So every musician take either 100 or above. Anyone who takes below.
I hear the Ghanaian comedians have something like that.
Yes, so if there is that discussion, then we can say that Wale has successfully said that, okay, do not, as a musician, do not take below 100. It's either you take the 100 or you take above it. Then, oh, yo, salute you, sir. Take your flowers. Whether you want rose, we'll give you rose. If you want strawberry flowers, we'll give you any of the flowers that you want. But aside that, everybody and their power when it comes to negotiation. Not everybody can afford Shatta Wale. Not everybody can afford Sarkodie. Not everybody can afford Stonebwoy. Not everybody can afford Kwame Eugene. It depends on how much they discuss. Wale will go and play a show in maybe Kumasi and take 150K. Maybe let me use Stonebwoy. Stonebwoy also go to the same Kumasi and take maybe more than that or even less than that. It depends on the conversation. It depends on the contract between you and the person. And aside that, this music industry that we live in is who you know.
Yeah.
There is a connection over there. There are some of them that go and play some of these shows. They only pay their transport. They don't give them money. They do that because of the connection they have with the person, and sometimes not the paper money, because the money itself comes in various forms. So they feel like, okay, even if you don't give me the cash today, I know there are so many plugs that you can offer me that can, you know, amount to that amount of money if I work on all those blocks. So for me, I don't believe that. There are so many times that he has said that he has done that. Those things are personal. He put his leg down that, look, if you don't give me this so and so amount, I'm not coming. That is personal decision. Somebody to also say that, look, if you're not giving me 1,000 cedis, I'm not coming for the show. That is the person's decision. Unless we have put a certain bar that you either, like when Chris Brown came, I learned his team said that they don't take less than $1 million when they are leaving America.
Yeah.
That is the bar. So if you are in Ghana, you want to give him 500, he will not take it. So let's find the system. Let's put it on a certain line that is either you pay above that line or you don't get the artist to perform at all. Then we can just say, oh, fine, that is the bar now. But since then, every musician and whatever they want to take, looking at the distance, looking at what show and the corporate involved. Sometimes if it is this corporate, they charge you big.
Yeah.
If it is another corporate, they charge you less because they look at your market niche and how you can give them opportunities. So if all those things are not in place, then what are you saying?
Okay.
So let's create the bar.
So would you also admit that there is one artist who has been trumpeting it, though he did not force everyone to charge the fees he's charging? He has made more noise about it than any other person.
Has he ever said that if if they don't pay you to 20K, don't go and play this show before?
Has he ever said what?
Said that, Sack, if this show that you're going to play, if they don't pay you 20K, don't go before.
Oh, he has been saying that.
He has said that.
Oh, so many times.
Where?
Oh, so many times in some of his video rants.
Sometimes it's because of the relationship that he had with Sack at the time, right? But I'm saying that let's organize the system in a way that.
But even sometimes he says that to Stone as well.
That Stone should not take what?
Yes, that it does not come in the form of advice. No, I don't know if you get me. Like whilst he's doing his video runs, those things that he has been doing, they say, me, I'll tell Stone when go up, but he will go. Especially when he has.
I've heard some of these things, and I quite remember that when Coke Studio issue came out in 2016, and he was saying that they actually called him to give him some $4,000 or something, and he declined. And then before he could realize, EL and Stone were there. That's what I'm saying, that sometimes you may not know your negotiation power would be different from how I negotiate.
Okay.
You could charge $1,000, okay? And if I come in and I say, okay, fine, you give me $800, but I want this, that. Probably when I add all those things to that $800, I'm even taking more than 1,000. That's what I'm saying, that the negotiation power of an artist A is different from that artist D or C over there. So for me, I'm saying that let's put a certain limit. Let's put a line. Let's draw a line so that we can say that, okay, Ghanaian musicians, if you are taking Ghanaian musicians outside Ghana, you are not paying anything less than $50,000. Then we can say, okay, this is the cost. Somebody actually fought for that cost. Somebody laid that foundation. Either than that, we will not give anybody the flowers. We will grow the flowers.
Okay, Chemo, what do you also think about it?
Yeah, I think, it's not a formal way, but I'll give it to him. I think he did.
Yes, it's never formal,
yes,
like Barrister was asking for.
Yeah, and he did something that showed people that this is possible. Maybe me too, I can get it. There's a positive side to it and there's a negative side to it as well. So for him, yes, I think he can say that, and I will agree with him to some certain extent.
Yeah.
Yes, because he did it. And when you hear that, hey, Shatta Wale went there and he took 100,000, then it's possible for me to take maybe 900 or maybe something closer or even more than that. So for that reason, I think yes, he deserves some praises. Like we should say that he did well, because it could have also backfired. Just based on that, people can also decide to say that we will not deal with you.
Yeah,
and that would have been his loss. So he came out with something, or he fought for something that worked. That's why we are praising him. But we will still give caution to others. Some people are also overpricing themselves. So you can't just look at Shatta Wale and how he will
charge.
Charge, and you also go there and give a ridiculous price. Because some people also do that. So for no, I'm not mentioning names.
Don't mind him.
So I think yes, Shatta has done something for some class of people who will see that yes, this is possible.
And we can also do it.
Yeah, and we can also do it for at least for the A class people. I think he did it, and he was so vocal and open about it. It wasn't like he was talking to them secretly. He will come out, say it loudly, and even encourage them not to go for certain shows. He did it. So I think at the time that they were paying him that big, then the people who are in that same class with him, even the organizers or the promoters will consider topping up, because if they are in the same class and they hear that Shatta took such an amount, then obviously they will also cry for more. So it will push even the organizers to top up, to increase it. So based on that, I think Shatta has done something that we should praise him for it. But I mean, it was so informal that we cannot, based on him sacrificing in that way, and say that we have to give him his flowers or do something just beyond telling everybody that yes, he did it. In fact, he inspired the artists to do that. But in the same vein, some people are also looking at Shatta's behavior, the things that he's doing, and mentioning ridiculous fees that they are even going hungry. They will mention
because they want to be him.
They want to be like him. In fact, in his own interview when he came here, he said that there are some people, when they mention certain amount on the phone, take the phone and slap them from the phone because they are not there. Yeah, he said that in an interview here, because to him they have not reached to take such an amount or to mention such an amount. So even him, he recognizes the fact that there are some people who will not deserve certain amount that they mention. You have not worked hard enough to take that amount. But for those who are in his league or in his class, I think he has done something. I mean, the inspiration coming from him for people to say that if you are paying Shatta 150,000, then me too, I deserve 100,000 or something closer to 150,000. It's a good thing that we should applaud him for. So I will agree with him to that extent that we should applaud him for coming out, being so vocal, and even sometimes mentioning his fees, just to motivate others. I've heard him coming out saying that this show, I took this amount. Why can't? But mostly that kind of thing will be private, kind of something. You don't have to mention it. So if you mention it like that, obviously it will motivate some artists who are in the same class with him to go for such an amount too. So for that one, yes, he has done well, and I agree that we should praise him for that.
Well, Roland will speak finally to this, then we run away from here.
Rasta, man. I also think that this is not a direct but an indirect effect of the things that he fought for. So as on top of head, I don't remember any artist coming out even in recent times to say that, oh, this show that I played, I took X or Y amount of money. Maybe I start to be corrected. You can mention any artist.
Well, when there are issues, sometimes they come up.
Unless there are issues.
Yeah, when there are issues, sometimes they come up.
But this is somebody that sometimes, even in his rant or in his quest to advise somebody, can just come and quote something that or tell the world what he got from a certain deal. And I believe that is what he's talking about. See, it is not about he telling you, oh, go and take 100,000. Yes, what Barrister said is true. There can be a formal, how do you call it, way of setting standard like that. But sometimes the informal even goes a long way to affect people, sometimes more than the formal. You see the issue of him saying it. See, we can't hide away from the fact that most of our people were undercharging. I always say that on the negotiation table, you don't get what you deserve, or you get what you bargain for.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for some people,
they were not bargaining right.
They were not bargaining right. And we can't shy away from it. In fact, if they were really bargaining right, half of our charity cases in these countries with musicians wouldn't have been so. Oh yes, the other half.
That one I disagree.
No, the other half will be.
Because some people got money, good money, and
that is the other half that I am talking about. I said half of the charity cases was because they did not bargain right. Others were also because they got the money and misused it. That is not where my point is. My point is with the people. Brass, I mean, you in a space where you don't get royalties from anywhere, where you only rely on streams, and you see somebody's song go viral, the person is not on any
problem. When did we start relying on the streams?
No, I'm coming. On you, the person even doesn't have his project on a proper distro spaces to say I am monitoring the streams. So the only the person only source of income is the gig. And for the pen in the space where we know that the hit is not always guaranteed. Therefore, when you get one, make sure
you
use it well. No? Instead of the person, maybe the person is supposed to charge for the service here, they pay current. It is close to, or it will be worth around 80-100K. Now according to it, because the person out of timidity or fear might say, hey, now make about 10,000. Yeah, but catch me say me nui. Make about 20,000. Yeah, but catch me say me nui. Make about say me catch me, and that thing was in our space plenty.
They were scared to call the figures they wanted.
See, if event organizers or event promoters will be truthful to ourselves in this country, you realize that we heard so many of these stories. In fact, it wouldn't have even been a problem if they were. You see, the problem, the whole genesis of the foreigners that were invading our spaces to perform, mostly wasn't the performance, because you realize that even if we bring Westgate, the video wine, the band more even as at that time, we still had Ghanaians on the bill who were still performing. But the problem was the monies and the treatments they were getting.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
which couldn't be equal to.
Of course. At the end of the day, it was almost. And see, there's that instance where some people were not giving the services of the band and other people. But you can clearly see that we equally had some huge artists which could match them. But unfortunately, because they were able to negotiate right, they don't negotiate with fear and timidity. They are able to get what they bargain for. But our people will go and do mambisa. You see, that is what is eating the gospel musicians up, which is why the table of men are up and ranting and saying, you go and give a secular musician 10,000 or 100,000, then you come and give gospel musician. No. It is out of this conversation, and even follow their conversations all around. You realize that one name is constant, and that name is a motivational factor in this whole conversation. Now, if somebody wants to encourage you to negotiate right, it is not about overpricing or underpricing. Right negotiation, the person will tell you, you see what Shatta did, you see what Shatta did, you see what Shatta did at this time, you see what Shatta did at that time. The person is not telling you to go and overprice, but is telling you that this is the risk that the guy took, and it has worked for him. In taking risk, there are only two results. You either win or you lose. And the person has been able to do it consistently, won on so many occasions. Some he's lost, some he has won. So if the person says, oh, today I want you guys to give me some flowers, because see, ask almost all these B-list or C-list artists where their negotiation motivation starts from. and they will point to one person. Pick 10, and I can hit my chest and see about 6 or 7 will point to one person. That is where their source of motivation is coming from. So yes, it may be indirect, but still, because his name comes up whenever some of these conversations are going on, you have nothing to do but to give him some form of flowers.
Okay.
No more bio blodo.
Bio blodo. Bio blodo. Okay, so let's go to the forest and cut the biggest tree and pluck all the flowers from it. Let's give it to, as a Ghana's what?
Ghana's
music Methuselah.
Ghana's music Methuselah.
Let's give it to Ghana's music Methuselah. Anyways, we can only end it here. Thanks for being a part of the show. But remember that Sunday, the Sammy Flex.
Can I have some?
Yeah, you can.
Some small announcement.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is this trip that is coming off on 1st July. Yes, it's called a trip to Winneba.
Okay. So just Winneba.
Yeah, just Winneba.
Last weekend we were there.
Oh, okay. So anybody who wants.
What are you going to do?
This beach vibe kind of. Yeah.
St. Charles Beach.
No. I think they said McJoy. Yeah, McJoy Beach.
McJoy Beach, yes, in Winneba.
In Winneba.
Sleepover.
No. But I think it's the whole day.
Over.
Oh, no. But aside that, so I'm trying to organize a house party, strictly the other side of it. Adult only house parties. Anybody who wants, the registration is ongoing. So it's 150 for ladies. So that is my announcement. Anybody who wants to join the house party, yes.
Okay. Young barrister. I'm sure now he's cleaned his WhatsApp status a little bit. Anyway, so this is what you have to do. We are doing our Sunday evening show. Join us wherever you are in the world. Appear on our channel as a subscriber. It is just simple. Between the hours of 7 and 9 p.m. join the show and make sure you are also talking, because the world will be talking on that platform. Join us and don't come and accuse us for being biased and giving a platform for someone to say what it is open. Come and join and say yours too. Let me say thanks to Intim Dodu Solomon, Chemu, Young Barrister, and Roland Amate, as well as to Digital Rasta Currency, who is on camera, and Richie Flex, who is the editor-director of the show. My name is Sammy Flex. If you've not subscribed to us, please do, because with this, we grow together. I'll see you in our next video. We are out of here. Bye.